What is up, everybody in the XRP community, everybody in the digital asset space as a whole? If you see any scam ads on this video, please do not participate in those. So I wanted to start this video today. Christine Lagarde did an interview during this Deutsche Bundesbank session panel here, and this is very much so about digital payments, digital currency, and I wanted to give a shout out to James Rule XRP. I had seen this earlier, but I had not seen the video posted. If you do one thing today, and this video is much more, well, I don't want to say it's more important, but this video is a definite watch. I would spend 25 minutes and 17 seconds of my day rewatching this anytime. And there was multiple things that Christine Lagarde talks about in this. Basically, the ECB, the Euro system, coming up with digital currency would put them at the cutting edge, talking about digitization being the new normal, et cetera, et cetera. And I saw another thing come out today from the Daily Hodl. I may leave this space due to conspiracy theories, et cetera, et cetera. I have no problem with having theories. My problem is specifically calling out dates for something to happen and then presenting that to people. And then not even just time frames, but specific dates for something to happen to me is a little bit crazy. But I do pay attention to these quote unquote insiders and some of the things that pop up. They say if you throw enough stuff, something will stick. But some things definitely do stick. So I wanted to play this for about a minute, and then I wanted to get into the news here. We have some huge news with Alipay and a Ripple ODL client. We have some huge news out of the UAE with multiple Ripple members with this digital wallet initiative. So let me get this started right now. Hope you guys enjoy this. There's a ton here today.
One particularly interesting example of cash is the Greek €1 coin. Its national side shows the O of Athena, which was depicted on an ancient coin. The little O associated with the goddess Athena became a symbol of wisdom. Maybe the little bit of wisdom that you, Christine, were referring to in your first press conference as ECB president. So we are now very impatient to hear what you have to say. Christine, the floor is yours, and welcome again.
Now, what he's talking about here is this Owl of Athena. And like I said, I don't 100% buy into these conspiracies and the riddlers, et cetera, but I do pay attention. And I do remember, and I can't remember which one, showed that ancient coin showing the Owl of Athena. And I think it's Janus on the other side or something like that. And this, like I said, that's just a little bit of funny speculation from this video. But I remember seeing this coin from a post at some point, but I pay attention to all of that. Again, I'm just not big into, saying that a QFS is starting on September 1st or whatever the rhetoric was, like everybody's going to be rich right away. That's just nonsense to me. But this entire thing is fantastic to watch. Digitization across the board, talking about wholesale CBDCs, talking about working with the private sector, talking about all of these different initiatives. So I really, really recommend watching that. Think, for example, like 2 or 3 years ago, these central banks they were so speculative about, CBDCs and what, digital currency and blockchain and digital assets. And oh, how the tides have turned. It's all rhetoric and it's all right in front of our faces. This is the entire speech. Again, oh yeah, real quick. Do go and give James Rule XRP a follow. The dude has put out like 222 XRP videos so far, which is just insane. He constantly is pumping stuff out. So this is this conference, Deutsche Bundesbank, and this is banking and digital payment systems in transition. Now, what's interesting, I'm not going to read through Christine Lagarde's entire speech here, but there's a lot of rhetoric about this pandemic accelerating digitization to being part of the digital new normal. And she talks quite a bit about digital currencies, and we all know that she has met with Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple before as well. All right, getting into the actual news here. Azimo partners with Alipay to provide instant money transfers into China. Now, this is in a bid to waive complicated forms goodbye. Azimo users will only need their recipient's Alipay ID to make instant transfer in the yuan, and the money will be delivered directly to the Chinese bank account, a link to the recipient's Alipay ID. Now, we know Alipay, I have seen documents stating that Alipay is testing XRP. I don't want to present any of those to you because I don't know how legit they are, but I have seen them. And we know that there's lots of corresponding relationships between Alipay and like almost like, second cousin relationships. So, but interestingly enough, Azimo back in February of this year, Azimo announced that they use on-demand liquidity for faster international payments into the Philippines. So we know that Azimo is obviously a Ripple client and they utilize ODL and XRP. This was interesting though from the Alipay announcement. In 2020, sending money abroad should be as easy as sending someone a photo. Now, they're saying that partnering with Alipay has allowed us to offer their customers an instant, seamless user experience when they send money into China. Ripple has used that phraseology so many times. This is Pay ID. Make money move like email. Sending a payment were as seamless as sending an email. We would all send more payments quickly and easily around the world. So found that to be interesting rhetoric. Okay, I saw this today as well. Visa and PayPal are bringing real-time expediency to cross-border payments. Now, they're adding cross-border payments into their portfolio for products with an agreement that they made through PayPal's instant transfer service through the Visa Direct platform. Through this agreement, it will allow consumers and small businesses to send or receive money to or from a Visa card account in real time via PayPal, Venmo, or Zoom internationally. Now, if you guys are not aware, and I think it was Darren, Fame21More, that first found this document. This is through Deutsche Bank. And sorry, it's a little bit blurry, but this confirms that Zoom is a Ripple client. Ripple Labs provides a network enabling real-time payments across borders in different currencies. Its clients include 2 of the top 4 global banks and 4 of the top 20 US banks. And this was a few years ago. Bank of America, HSBC, we'll hear more about Bank of America in a second. Western Union, Zoom, and American Express among them. So we know that Zoom is a Ripple client. This is big, people. I found this today. I don't know if anybody's presented upon this at all. This is Emirates Digital Wallet. This is the UAE. So United Arab Emirates, Emirates Digital Wallet launches digital cash platform Clip, KLIP. What's interesting here is the relationships. And I always look into relationships and try to see if I can find anything that potentially fits. You can call that dot connecting. I could care less. My opinion very much so is that a bank probably can't facilitate upgrading to blockchain technology on their own, so they have to go through software integrators and blockchain technology companies or DLT companies to facilitate that transition for them. That's why I look into relationships. So this is Emirates Digital Wallet LLC, and this is 100% blockchain. I found another document just stating that it is blockchain, or going to be blockchain digital currency enabled. Along with First Abu Dhabi Bank, they are RippleNet, you will see in a second. That's FAB is the same thing, I believe. Mashreq Bank, which is Alipay, National Bank of Fujairah, which is RippleNet, and MasterCard. And we know MasterCard yesterday just announced that they have a platform now for testing central bank digital currencies. What a coincidence, right? Now, let's get into this a little bit. So this is Emirates Digital Wallet. Pay attention to the banking names. First Abu Dhabi Bank, Mashreq we said is Alipay, so I'm not going to present on those. National Bank of Fujairah, and MasterCard. So this is FAB. If you're not aware, they have a document back here. This doesn't say they're a Ripple customer, but this does talk about Stellar and Ripple, just so you guys know. Then it goes into talking about what blockchain is. And then it talks about this digital wallet, okay? UAE leads the pack. The government has unveiled a plan to become a paperless economy and aims to eventually utilize blockchain across all of its public service facilities within the next few years. Real quick, I just remembered going back to that ECB speech by Lagarde. The very beginning of that speech compares fiat and the dollar system to dinosaur bones. So, and I think Deutsche Bank also said something like that recently too. Okay, let me get back into this. In fact, Dubai's land department became the world's first government entity to adopt a blockchain system last year. And Emirates Digital Wallet has been set up in conjunction with a number of UAE banks. And this is that wallet we just talked about, whilst Abu Dhabi Global Markets established a regulatory laboratory. So this is telling you right now, this Emirates Digital Wallet is tying in with blockchain across the board and digitization. Now we can see First Abu Dhabi Bank became the first Middle East bank to partner with Ripple, a global payments network built on blockchain to provide real-time cross-border payments to its corporate customers. So that was one of that Emirates NBD initiative members. Now we see here again, this was earlier this year, just for a little bit of reference and scope. First Abu Dhabi Bank launches new payment service for merchants. This new service consolidates a complete range of payment technology into a single platform, reducing the cost and future-proof digital disruption to business. We talk about future-proofing all of the time. This is a payment as a platform initiative that First Abu Dhabi Bank has just introduced earlier this year for merchants, consolidating all of these tech packages. Now we've got the Fujairah, and this is part of that Emirates wallet again. UAE's National Bank of Fujairah joins RippleNet. Very, very interesting. This is just 6 months ago. I wonder what's going on. Yesterday, UAE's National Bank of Fujairah announced it is joining the RippleNet platform for cross-border payments to India through IndusInd Bank. Using RippleNet, NBF aims to enable real-time payments with end-to-end tracking of transactions. Now that sounds a lot like what Xcurrent or the equivalent, the legacy system Swift GPI does. We know that instant settlement is possible through Xcurrent, but you still have to utilize Nostro and Vostro, which is basically trapped liquidity, right? RippleNet is the blockchain solution from Ripple. We get it. Preferred choice. All right, digitization remains a key catalyst for change, and as a customer-first bank, we understand the importance of leveraging blockchain technology to deliver seamless and frictionless experiences to our clients. RippleNet will enable us to stimulate an enhanced payment experience that will allow our corporate clients to manage their finances in a more efficient way. National Bank of Egypt, we all know, also partnered with Ripple. We get it. It's across the board here, people. UAE Exchange partners with Ripple for instant cross-border payments. This is also UAE, just for a little bit more scope. And if you guys are interested in this clip, this Emirates Digital Wallet, feel free to go to this website right here. It's up on top here, okay? I have to browse through this a little bit more here, but there are, multiple board members here that I still need to do a little bit more of a deep dive into. Some of them look familiar to me as well. So now we're going to get into a little bit of rhetoric regarding legislation and regulation across the board. Not going to overly deep dive into any of this, but Switzerland updates current legislation to regulate the crypto industry. Now we've got the IRS wanting to be able to trace untraceable digital currencies. I presented on that Monero announcement a few days ago. Federal branches and agencies. This is the OCC. This is a revised comptroller's licensing manual booklet. And I wouldn't be surprised if this ties into those nationally chartered fintechs basically operating as banks, thereby bypassing state regulations. So pay attention to the OCC. I always pay attention to the OCC as well. Brian Brooks came over from Coinbase, if you're not aware. Coinbase, the cryptocurrency exchange. And he has been making quite a bit of moves over the past probably 3.5, 4 months. Basically, recently, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, stating that federal banks, actually banks throughout the U.S. can basically hold crypto at this point. All right. Or hold crypto on behalf of their clients, sorry. Ripple Labs files opposition to YouTube's motion to dismiss. This came out yesterday or the day before, but it's worth presenting in this, this regulatory frame, this regulatory section of this video. You see all these scam ads on these YouTube videos and they're nonsense. I really hope that you guys are smart enough not to buy into those, but I still talk about it at the very beginning of every video because if one person out of 1,000 people that watches a video gets scammed, it's worth posting every time as a disclaimer to try to stop that person from being scammed, because it's all about integrity in this space and trying to help as many people as we possibly can. So hopefully hopefully this judge does not dismiss the case and allows Ripple to continue to fight against YouTube here, so that there's some clarity and there's some actual, All right. U.S. banks name for federal knowledge sharing requirements. Now pay attention to this. I found this today. This is interesting. Federal knowledge safety requirements have to be created to permit open banking to take off within the U.S., says Abhishek Gupta, head of BBVA. And I've seen multiple blockchain documents with BBVA. I didn't do research for this video on them. Head of BBVA Open Platform. I agree there has to be some minimum standards across all of those principles to capture it all. And at the same time, given how complex our Federal Reserve System is stateside, it needs to be national. Again, they're talking about going with a national route here for open banking. Now this is Alex Yang, world head of API technology and enablement. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Bank of America sits on the Global Payment Steering Group of Ripple. We've seen multiple documents with Bank of America and RippleNet. Now they haven't came out and directly said anything about them using XRP, but we do know that there was that announcement that I think Alex Cobb posted something from and then Ripple messaged him saying that we have a rollout for the announcement that's going to be coming, so who knows. All right, this is Bank of America Merrill Lynch stated American exceptionalism may get in the way in which of making cohesive knowledge sharing framework. So this is all going towards the same place. This is all about going digital. This is all about open banking. This is all about interoperability. This is all about choice. Thailand starts issuing government savings bond on blockchain. There we go again. Blockchain proposals move to the U.S. in the U.S. House and Consumer Tech Bill. Now this is the House Committee on Energy and Commerce passed a motion Wednesday to incorporate the Blockchain Innovation Act and part of the Digital Taxonomy Act into a broader Consumer Safety Technology Act. Now we've got China again. This is through OMFIF, and that is that voluntary nonprofit, this big banker institutions or members of the OMFIF here. So China reaches for digital dominance, and we see that across the board. Now, interestingly enough, this year Beijing is set to release China Standards 2035. This will lay out plans for global blockchain standards, in which China's burgeoning blockchain-based services network, comparable to a technological Belt and Road Initiative, will play a central role. Now, some other info here. This is South Korea's largest recruitment agency taps blockchain for improved credibility. This is Icon Loop. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't hold Icon if this is the digital currency, but this is that's good news for them if this is the crypto. So now I found this today as well. Algorand becomes official chain for USDC after stablecoins launch on mainnet. So you can look into that if you want to. This is Goldman Sachs-backed global fintech firm Circle announced the launch of its stablecoin USDC on Algorand's mainnet. So that's more adoption for Algo. I know Kevin Cage is a big fan of Algorand. I think he sold me on it a little bit a while back. Not financial advice at all, but this was in the news today, so I wanted to post it for you all. And then I know many of you have seen, Polkadot. I think I did a video about Polkadot like 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. I do hold Polkadot, not financial advice. I looked into the team and I looked into, I've seen some documents with them mentioned in it, so I decided to jump in. Not a big amount by any means, but I try to diversify as much as I can in this space when I can, without changing my lifestyle. And, if it's a little bit of money that I'm willing to lose completely, that's basically what I put in. Polkadot partners with Trace Alliance to realize vision of a new blockchain agnostic internet. Interestingly enough, this Trace Alliance is a pretty decently sized organization by the looks of it. This is the website. This is Origin Trail, alliance.origintrail.io, building partnerships through knowledge openly. Trace Alliance unites everyone working on blockchain-based solutions for supply chain. They've got some big members, though. Emergo is very big, and Deloitte is obviously very big as well. Ivan on Tech, isn't that the YouTube dude? Okay. All right, let me see. I didn't even click on this. I haven't had a chance to research this way too much. Hold on. Happy Money, BTC Logistics. I'm looking for big names here. We know Deloitte is very big. Hidden Stitch, Parity, I think I've heard of Parity. Deloitte, Data Lab. This just goes to show you guys, I research, before I look into anything, very much so. I didn't know about this Trace Alliance group at all, but I don't see many other huge organizations, unless I'm missing them, rather than Deloitte and Emergo in this Trace Alliance group. But still, that's adoption. So Vietnam Blockchain Corporation, maybe that's big. Emergo, we know, is big. So, all right. Anyways, again, I want to go back to this. I really, really, really recommend that you go subscribe to James Rule XRP. I didn't ask if I could use this on here, but I hope he doesn't mind. Because I'm shilling his channel. But he puts out a ton of content. This video is very, very, very much so worth watching from beginning to end. Plus, when Christine Lagarde speaks, you can tell that she knows exactly what's going on in this space. And there's some stuff going on behind the scenes for sure that they're not letting on. So anyways, hope you guys like this. Don't participate in those scams out there. And if there's news tomorrow, I will present that as well. So have a good night. All right, later.